think we have our next storyteller coming up, and that is Megan Kalfas. Thank you so much, Lily.
For months, I drive between Palo Alto and San Francisco with a trunk full of fabric. Purple and green velvet, coarse gray wool. My boyfriend Scott and I bought it at Joann's in January with the dream of making capes. We believe in capes. Capes are the perfect, most versatile item of clothing. You can wear them on adventures in the forest, ducking between trees, Lord of the Rings style, or you can wear them as an alternative to formal wear. This was important. Scott hates ties. He refuses to wear suits. We were gonna wear capes. But the dream got lost in the routine of what we called our mid-distance relationship. To see each other demanded a whole evening, and a whole evening quickly dwindled into just a couple hours after one of us made the trek on 280, and before Scott's eyes inevitably started to flutter heavy. For him, sleep comes by 2 p.m. Sorry, 10 p.m. At this point, we're 4 years in. Our lives still haven't really synced up. His friends are his, mine are mine. Together, we're there for the big moments, and we celebrate the small. But part of me keeps nagging, wondering, does he really need a partner? It seems like he's just able to handle all of this alone. Then comes Corona. For a while, he just exists virtually for me on the phone. We have long conversations with big pauses, silences of misunderstanding. He keeps me updated. He's in Arizona for work, then Montana to ski, then Colorado to quarantine with friends. Weeks pass, his birthday, then mine. I'm here in California. Finally, he makes a 16-hour drive from Leadville to Palo Alto, and I breathe. I have him. Our routine shifts for the first time to be in sync. We wake up and share breakfast. I have coffee, he has tea. We sit in the room with all the windows. The house cat Morty jumps from my lap to his as we make eye contact on particularly absurd Zoom calls. My roommates love him. It's the first time they've really gotten to know him. He makes us all laugh between meals. People start asking, how long are you gonna stay? What if you just moved in for the rest of it? The days are really fun, but at night, things get still and my mind starts spinning. I start wondering what he's really thinking, how he's really feeling, how he can just seem so chill when there's this gap, this disconnect between us. One night, when he says he doesn't want to kiss me because he's tired, because he's had such a long bike ride that day, because tomorrow is going to be a big day of work, I finally ask him what's really going on. He says he's been waiting for me to bring it up. I'm always the one who brings it up. We spiral through conversations we've had dozens of times over months, years. This is so good. This is really good. But how do you know when good is everything? Shouldn't we know if it's everything? We love each other, yeah, but we're young and there's so much life left. We've talked through this before, but it feels different, anchored in intuition that makes my hand shake with fear and adrenaline. This could be it. I start crying. I keep crying. I cry until 4 a.m. Scott falls asleep and wakes up every couple minutes while I'm shaking. He asks, what are you thinking about now? I say, camping trips with our 2-person sleeping bag. Summer camp when we were co-counselors and you blindfold the 8-year-olds and make them taste test Skittles and mustard. Thanksgiving this year, when you won my family's card game and then did all the dishes. Then finally, the capes. I'm thinking about the capes. I can't carry this fabric anymore. It was kind of your idea in the first place, so you should just take it. I can't turn it into something this time. I can't make it into something beautiful. He says that doesn't really make sense because he doesn't know how to sew. So what's he gonna do with all that fabric? What if we make the capes together? And when we finish, he'll leave. We put it off for a couple days. Then that Saturday, we start. It takes 4 hours to turn the fabric into something vaguely triangular. We keep pushing it off, one of us wanting to make progress one day, the other wanting to wait the next. I spend hours hunched over the sewing machine, pushing it through, my back aching, my hands hurting with pins and needles getting poked. I get frustrated, feeling upset being the one who has to do the physical labor of all this, while Scott exits to go take a phone call. But then suddenly the fabric fits. I push it through, wool over velvet, and the stitches go over and over and over again. It's working. I pull it out and it looks a little bit like a cape. There's purple on the inside and wool on the outside, and it's stuck together. You can't put it on, but it's almost a thing. And so I run outside and show him, and his eyes light up. He's astonished too that we've made something different this time. It's good. It feels the best that it's felt in months while we sit and talk and stay in silence, sewing and cutting. We start moving faster, ready to make it happen. We get to the hoods, which is the most complicated part, and give up on following any kind of pattern, creating something simple instead that seems to work, seems to attach with zigzag stitches. It's fine. Then we approach the last piece, the long thread that'll tie it around our necks. I do the stitching for his and hand it over. He holds the cape crumpled in his lap. I approach mine, halfway done. I stop. What if we also embroidered all of the song lyrics that matter to us on the interior? It might take a while, and I would have to learn how to embroider, but then it could be so special, we'd remember it all. He says no. What if we just do our names and come up with some kind of symbol that'll manifest everything this has ever meant, and we'll know that we are here together doing this? He says there's no way we're gonna forget that this was us. He says he wants my future child to be able to wear this cape on Halloween and not look on the shoulder and ask, who's Scott? Or he wants to be there with us, wearing his. Either way, however it all shakes out. I finish it. It's 10:30 on a Monday night, exactly 2 weeks after Scott arrived for quarantine. He puts all his stuff in his car, and I shove everything that has evidence of sewing under my bed, the machine, the extra scraps, the needles. I know I'm not gonna wanna have to clean up the mess by myself later. We start walking on the one walk I've been able to do every day of quarantine, up to Kite Hill. On the way, we talk through the whole relationship. The beginning is the clearest. Summer camp, co-counselors, the first thing he said was, I hate small talk, so I'll get to know you when I get to know you. Years later, he said, wasn't I right? Didn't we get to know each other? Yeah, for sure. We keep walking and things blur disappointingly. I can't remember what year we did a Yosemite trip or when he graduated aligned with when I took that job. It all feels like a foundation, a kind of ocean we've been swimming through, or a fog we've been squinting to see beyond. I can't hold on to any of it. There's nothing tangible to point to say, this is what it was, and this is when it all got a little less sparkly. We give up on remembering. Cut to present. On Kite Hill, laying in the grass. It's cold. Scott pulls the cape around his legs. It doesn't really fit, so his calves are exposed. I bring out these pieces of red paper I love, flying wish paper. We write down an appreciation and a wish for the future, crumple it up, shape it into cylinders. I light them on fire and the flame moves fast down until it lifts it up slowly, disintegrating into lace and then ashes. We get up and start walking back, quieter, slower. At the car, we decide not to linger. Haven't we been lingering for the last year? He looks at me with this intensity that I haven't felt in a while. The first look I remember realizing meant that this was real, that I was precious to him. It's back. We kiss, say, I love you, thank you, and he gets in the car. I haven't decided whether it would be better if I powerfully walk back towards the house so he sees me on my way to the next adventure, or if I should be standing there waving him off goodbye It takes him a lot longer to do the 3-point turn out of the cul-de-sac than I expect. So I'm kind of just halfway there with the hand up, and he nods and drives off. I get back into my room emptier and try to get warm in purple velvet. The thread is pulling at my neck. I finally realize it. It feels like it's almost choking. I tug it off and let myself breathe, finally alone. Thank you.